change the scene again. We've tried this once already, but welcome to game one in this best of three series between BacT and DracKeN. Both these players making it through the qualifiers for the Ayre Age League Season 1. Map is Bedouins, as I said, as the players place their TCs. It's a nomad start, so for those of you who don't know, which I imagine most of you do, but a nomad start is when you start with only villages and enough resources to build a town centre and houses to get started. Players actually starting pretty close together.
Absolutely. I'm holding on my table here because, like, oh my god, they're so close to each other. Holy, and I remember this map. Like, we played that against you guys. I remember the map.
Yes.
It's a very, very interesting map with an insane amount of shuffle, and we have the Indians against the Chinese, as you predicted, super close to each other, and DracKeN having a little of the worst start here with the TC getting up later, but he gets the 3 additional villagers when the TC once it is up. So that is something that can actually equalize for the huge bonus that the Indians get with the shore fishing. They're so close to each other. Wow, like
this is great. I don't even have to move the camera. I've got both town centers on the same screen.
Exactly.
I'm gonna sit back and relax on this view.
This is great. Good job to the players.
Now, as outlined by Baradin, we've got the shorefish there. The Indian villages gather 10% faster than any other civ from the shorefish, making that the fastest rate of gathering food in the game, I believe. But then at the very, very start, it's kind of balanced out by the fact that the Chinese get their 3 extra villages. So.
And BacT just found out with the sheep. BacT just found out is probably like, oh god damn it. Why? Oh yeah.
Now, with the players
so
starting this
9 villagers.
Yes, you can expect that the Chinese are always going to have a 1 villager lead, unless of course there's a bit of idle time. Speaking of, BacT's housed, which is not good at the start of a tournament game. Could have been first game of the day. I actually believe it was, from memory.
But he's getting loom.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a tactical house.
Well, it's now going to be a villager, 2 villagers behind, so start looking very good for DracKeN indeed.
But do you think it shows nerves already? First game, very close, nomad start.
With the very close aspect, maybe, but just in general, no. BacT's got, what is it? 500 more,
as you said, yeah.
500 more tournament games, so I don't think BacT's too worried. It's just, shite, I'm housed, so...
Maybe not too experienced with the nomad, though. But he was the one... No, he was the one choosing Bedouins, right?
He picked Bedouins, so he's... He knows how...
So
I'm finding it interesting. Bedouins and Sunburn were the 2 most banned maps for the qualifiers. Basically no one played it. None of these top 8 played it at all. But now that we're in the main league, in the main stage rather, we are seeing the top players actually throwing it in there to throw their opponents off, probably. But I find that very interesting. That players are now choosing not to ban it. So we see BacT going to stone and going up to feudal age extremely fast, which is what you can expect to see on this map. We will see towers coming in.
It might be that people at this higher level are a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more confident in their ability to make games messy and to actually come out on top with that. Because like it is until to a certain point, I feel that players are just getting superior and showing like just being superior in their prowess of the normal kind of playing the game, and it takes just a bit more experience. It is like the next level to be able to adapt and to be able to succeed, although the games are messy, and that might be playing a role in why those players are not banning the map anymore, and they are saying, well, you know, I think I'm better at actually growing when it is messy.
Yeah, I think so too, actually. If well, in BacT's case, for example, knowing he probably knows that he's got lots more experience. As we see that first tower coming up on that big pond, that's going to be huge.
This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. He's denying all that shorefish. He's earlier into the field, which is expected with the Indians and their extreme food bonus, and now just being in feudal age.
That
or DracKeN here.
It denies that entire pond. Oh, but the villages are walled in. So I didn't notice that.
This is great. This is great.
Oh, day one's putting on a show.
Oh man, but this is cool. Like this is DracKeN showing. I'm not intimidated by that. You can come here. You can waste your 125 stone. This is all right. I have other places to go to, and I'm also like he is 3 villages ahead. 3. That's a lot. That's huge.
BacT has broken through though, and we'll get out.
Getting up the second tower, but I don't like this tower, to be honest.
There's also a bit of a villager chase happening in the bottom of the map. Or there was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And there's a couple palisades by BacT, so we tried walling it in, but it didn't quite work. The delay between Vietnam and the Czech Republic probably a little larger than what the players are used to playing in ranked.
But I don't like those towers by BacT, to be honest. Like, what do they accomplish, really?
I suppose the second one denies the gold, the first one denies the pond. The first tower is the key thing there, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing... He's also building a third in the bottom, which denies any move to these ponds in the bottom, which I kind of like, actually. He's just thinking ahead, although it's probably not necessary at this stage of the game, because, I mean, there's several other ponds that DracKeN has the option to go to, so... I feel like DracKeN's doing a good job at playing this very calm and collected.
Yeah, I also think so, and like not just has he been ahead with villagers, although this is down now to a 0 villager lead, so there has been quite some idle time cost. Maybe I underestimated the consequences of those towers. Like,
oh, we've got scouts in at the pond at the top for DracKeN. In BacT's pond.
I see.
Yeah.
I see why there is wheelbarrow being done by Mr. DracKeN here. That's why he lost this 3 villager lead. And BacT has lost units. I didn't see where. Did you see?
Yeah, it was at the pond at the top where DracKeN got in with a couple scouts. I don't know how they got in exactly, but he got in.
All right. Okay. So some kills here for Mr. DracKeN, and he is close to clicking up to the castle age. Even that's just 100 gold. And how does it look on the other side? BacT not even close.
The tower doesn't even deny the gold. It just denies some of it. Okay,
that's bad.
That's unfortunately placed, actually.
But
See.
it's also, I think, he clicked the town center, because if I count correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, yeah, he would, even with fletching, he wouldn't, like, he would nearly completely deny it. Just the very, very last gold tile they could mine, like from 2 or 3 tiles. But he would need fletching at least to deny it really completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the down, there's a villager fight happening.
I do see that. I saw BacT trying to go back underneath this tower to make that slightly more in his favour. It does seem like he got a kill from it, so... DracKeN is up to Castle Age. I do notice that BacT's added a couple ranges.
Car ranges, maybe? Do you think he wants to go... Okay, scouts? No, wait. Those archers. Archers with Indians. I mean, they don't have the arbalist anymore, right? So he goes also fletching, so the tower will reach most of the villagers that are now at the moment mining gold. But there's easily gold in the back of DracKen's base, so that shouldn't...
Yeah, he's got plenty.
I don't know. I don't... Like, once the Castle Age comes in, there's Bloodlines coming, there's +1 scale barding armor coming in. I don't actually see those towers being super effective. Like, you basically need a siege... You would need a siege workshop and a mangonel, and that's it. And then you're good, right? And also...
Basically, yeah. We'll see what...
I don't know, like...
We'll see what DracKeN does with Castle Age, of course.
Goes in for the forging, goes in for an additional scout. I would like to see him go for a siege workshop as soon as he can, actually. He has only
chuck up a
6
stable.
on wood. He has no wood whatsoever. No wood, not a bit.
That's a bit of a misplay, actually. I would think.
And now BacT does a really good tower, I think, again. Like, there's in the middle of BacT's base, there's a little raid going on with 1 spear and 3 archers. And this could actually... this is denying him a lot of his food source. And now is the time when those towers actually start to get into play. And I think this is... Yeah, he is battering down this with some villagers, the watchtower. And there's the first knight coming out.
I saw that build sitting in that tower to the south.
Yeah.
I was wondering whether or not he just forgot about it that night.
Oh, he didn't even... Oh, no, he didn't even delete the tower. He
Killed,
just lost it.
Killed, yeah, he killed the tower. It's really unfortunate for BacT. And there are... Well, the archers are out now, but I mean... Those are knights from DracKeN, and, well... Feudal Age army versus knights, not always going to go the best.
And, yeah, like... BacT is miles away from Castle Age, and this knight, now he has deleted, I think it was the barracks, and he can just basically one night kill the tower, get back control of his gold, and suddenly it doesn't look that bad anymore. Like, I don't like this tower investment still. I don't like it from BacT. I think it is mostly futile.
That first tower, fine. Maybe the third tower, which kind of denies that first wood line, also fine.
Yeah.
I think everything else so far has been almost
Pretty
useless.
damn useless, right? Like,
okay, the
the
tower at the bottom will come into play later, assuming DracKeN goes down there. But that's just taking a gamble as to whether or not DracKeN goes down there, right?
What I really like, though, by
Siege
BacT
workshop
is that he's actually still ahead in villager count. So he does a really good place, probably snacking a villager here and there. He has 10 to 10 kill deaths. And DracKeN is really struggling for wood, basically all game long. And you see like this huge army following those 5 villagers on the west of DracKen's base. and he's struggling so much for resources, and he just can't take yet disengage. I think as soon as he has those 5 knights, he just should go there and clean this up. There are just 2 spearmen and some archers with fletching. Just should go there and clean this up. This is actually really important in my opinion.
DracKen's extremely housed. It's actually rushing up houses with 5 villagers, which is never a good sign.
And he's getting a siege workshop where the first tower has been that we have been praising so far.
He's got to be careful though, because I mean the villager building the siege workshop dies. I was about to say the spearmen are going to break through, but no. BacT brings some archers forward. He still hasn't gotten anywhere close to clicking up. There are so many alarm bells going off everywhere.
Yeah. Going full feudal, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I see it correctly, then it's not like Indians shine particularly in the feudal age, right?
No, they're definitely better in Castle Age for sure.
Like,
I mean, they get even cheaper villages. They're better camels. I feel like you may be spending a little too long in feudal age.
I would definitely say he's spending a lot too long. Like, there's a mangonel now on his town center. There are
That's bad.
2 knights also there around, and the next mangonel that, if you should ever get it out, should just clean up a bunch of towers that are denying his wood lines there and stuff. So yeah, like even if DracKeN just delete those 2 palisades and send a knight in and just kill the tower, honestly, like. And this is so much of an investment that goes down, and oh no, don't let the mangonel get killed by some spearman. Come on, no, repair it. Oh my god,
he was repairing it. The villager dies, but he manages to keep it alive.
Clench. Oh my god. He was biting his nails there, because this is 300 resources and just against some spears. But he was baiting them very nicely, and now repairing it. And this was actually probably where BacT also says, "Oh my, this is looking dire now."
It's looking good for DracKeN for sure. Wait, where is the Castle Age upgrade?
But also, where is DracKeN's economy? Like, why does he not constantly produce villagers? Like,
oh, true. He has been falling behind.
8 villages behind. This is not great.
BacT does continue to raid with spearmen in the back. And he did lose he being DracKeN lost all those 5 villages that were on the west.
But now is also the time, like, just at a town center as DracKeN. Just at a town center and secure your economy so that you don't get this annoying spearman raids and single archers everywhere. You have a good force there. Like, you have 10 knights that are, if I remember correctly, +1/+2 upgrade. You can just basically run in under the TC, under the towers. You don't really care anymore. They just have fletching. They don't even have bottom, so that's all right.
That town centre is going down for sure.
Yeah, I don't see BacT ever getting to Castle Age. And Flislin is asking, how do you lose as Indians? Exactly like this. This is how you do it, Flislin. So, take a close look. I think this is a big misplace if you live with towers. And nice shooting your own there, and those mangoes will go down.
I believe that's the first stable unit we've seen from BacT so far this year. Wait,
yeah.
Is it?
With mangoes, I'm sorry, I meant the archers. This is the end. Like, I expect the GGs.
It's GG. This is definitely game over for BacT. See, spent too long in feudal age. He needed to go up a lot earlier and get those camels out. Because he gets...
From an 8 villager lead, he went to an 8 villager deficit in like 2 minutes.
And well, there's the GG. I think big misplay by BacT for sure to not go to Castle Age. He gets to Castle Age, he gets those camels out, therefore then the knights aren't a problem at all. He can just steamroll from there.
Yeah. I honestly think like the towers were like misplaced, and I think BacT knows, and he will shake his head that he invested so much with so little to come out there. And props to DracKeN.
Yeah,
props to DracKeN.
DracKeN taking a game away from the old tyrant legend.
So we are 1-0 for DracKeN in this best of 3. Oh, I have to actually
adjusting scoreboards again.
Yeah.
At least this time it's the right scoreboard.
Exactly. So wow, good job to DracKeN, doing a little bit the upset against BacT here, and you see, I think BacT absolutely will shake his head and put his stuff together. Don't get housed in Dark Age and don't do futile towers. And I mean, you can kind of see the approach here, but it was not nearly as effective as he would want it to be. I think this like third tower down in the very south, I don't think it got into play all game. I don't think it shot a single arrow all game long. So yeah.
You can actually, I'm gonna chuck that screen back on. We can see from the timeline there. BacT had an advantage for so long.
No, like population-wise, definitely.
Yeah, and just wasn't able to use it. Eco and military, just wasn't able to use it as effectively as he could. As he would have liked, rather.
And it also really shows why, for so long, it was actually the meta in Age of Empires. Like before Definitive Edition, it was, and before HD and Wobbly, and it started to get traction again. It was so long the meta. Just get fast castle, get knights out, because nothing beats knights. And you just show, like, with those little amount of knights, how much he could wither down all this population, and some mangle and some knights. Because with +2, you don't do anything anymore against knights. Like, no archers, and you need a lot of spears to actually do something there. Yeah. GG.
I absolutely agree. So, map 2 is Arena, DracKeN's pick, and well, he will definitely be looking to close out the series here. Of course, any chance you can get to beat BacT in a best of 3 series is a good. It is obviously something special probably for most players, especially with BacT's pedigree.
Just to make it sure, we have Arena,
and then Ghost Lake, assuming we get there.
I'm interested, like, I thought because DracKeN won, shouldn't it be BacT's?
Right. So, maybe you and your viewers may not be aware. So the way the map system works, the order in which the maps are picked, and the order in which they're played, and then of course you've got to decide a map. We have 9 maps in this map pool because the largest series is going to be a best of 7. That gives, in said best of 7, the players the ability to ban 2 maps and then pick the rest of the maps from there on out with a decider map. This map draft system is used in other esports such as Counter-Strike, and I'm kind of adapting it to an Age of Empires style thing to see how well it works. This entire tournament is basically just a map veto experiment.
Okay.
With a $500 prize pool.
Cool.
But yeah, so on my stream at least, I've got it showing that map 1, which was picked by BacT, is Bedouins. Map 2, which was picked by DracKeN, is Arena, and then the map that wasn't banned in this case for a best of 3 is Ghost Lake.
All right. I'm at 1 second in the Arena game. And whenever you're ready, then we might proceed.
I'm Loading in briefly. There it is. Right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And I will change my screen so that my stream can see it. And here we are in game 2 of this best of 3 series between BacT and DracKeN. DracKeN being the lowest seed, taking the first game in quite convincing fashion, not gonna lie. He will be looking to close out the series in this game for sure, this being his map pick. It is Arena, so we can expect to see a very long Dark Age for sure. In commentary with me is Baradin, and I'm going to ask him what he thinks about this matchup.
I think it is super interesting. Like, you barely ever see Goths in professional tournaments, in professional gameplay. And I love it so much that DracKeN, after going 1-0, having the confidence to go for the Goths against humans. And I think, like, it also denies a lot of what humans usually want to go for, right? Like, it denies the Kipchak in Imperial. You probably just cannot stand the Goth flood once it could come for it. But it also opens up so many options in the gameplay because humans, they are just so versatile. I would actually give it to humans, to be honest, because humans, they are just so versatile and they have just so many options, with being even able to have feudal aggression with the feudal rams, or to go into cavalries, or to go into knights, or to do whatever they want, capture ram in Castle Age. On the other side, Goths is just such an interesting pick. And DracKeN being his home mama, I think he has thought of something that might even surprise us here. And I'm very excited to see that. And what do you think actually about the maps?
Looking at the maps, I think both players have got a lot of space in the back. I think I prefer DracKeN's map just a little bit, based purely on the gold positions. It's a little bit safer with that main gold being right at the back. That's never going to be pressured unless BacT manages to come through with like rams or even a siege tower or something like that. How awesome would that be to see in this game? A siege tower. That would be
that would be glorious. That would be like masterpiece with the masterpiece civilization.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, no, I definitely. Looking at relic position though, I prefer BacT's map.
Yeah, a little bit, right? And but usually, like, if you go for the feudal age WTC, then your castle age is a little bit delayed, which going for the relic race you obviously don't want.
Yeah, true.
And on the side, like, I like also the gold position of BacT. I think he has fairly safe gold. He can secure kind of easily with some buildings there. He also has a nice back base, but so does DracKeN. I think DracKeN actually, like, base wise, he has the better map. Relic wise, I would give it to BacT. And I'm very, very curious what DracKeN thinks, what he goes for with the humans against with the Goths against the humans. Apologize.
I think this is for the most part going to be a reactive game for DracKeN. He has, like, if BacT goes for Kipchak, it's likely he goes for Huskar. If DracKeN goes for a more so like knight step lancer approach, he goes for a pikeman approach. Of course, if it's like a cavalry siege, I feel like he's going to go for pike siege of his own. For me, it feels like it's going to be quite reactive for DracKeN.
I have a really tricky question for you now.
Okay.
Do you see in BacT's base that house close to the stone?
Yes.
Where would you place your mining camp? Would you place it like this? Where would you place your mining camp for the stone?
On the other side, one Thai sea villagers going forward. On the other side, one tile away, not where he's built it. One, he's coming forward. We're gonna see the siege workshop.
Yeah, we're going to see the human tower Russian feudal, I think.
On arena. Okay. I don't know if DracKeN's gonna have an answer to this because his scout's out of position. He hasn't seen it.
He hasn't seen, but you have to guess this is coming. You have to know as an arena player. You have to know this is coming with the humans. That is a possibility.
He's got to know. Okay, maybe we don't see the siege workshop just
yet. And
he's
also not hiding it. Like he's just right in front of the wall. Yeah, he's like, not hiding it.
He's like, hello, come to play, please. DracKeN will see it, and he won't be too bothered at the current moment. He is moving to stone now, but you expect that from Goths anyway.
And also, I have to criticize DracKeN here. He's losing the scout unnecessarily, honestly. He is 6 villages ahead, which is to be expected. He is now 25% to feudal age, but this, like, he won't stand a chance. As Goth, he cannot re-wall. So, this is poor. This is going to hit hard.
Oh no, that's a good point. Goths can't re-wall.
They cannot re-wall.
He's forced to palisade behind.
Yes. And, I mean, humans also cannot re-wall, but at least they have the palisades that have more HP. And there's the siege workshop, and those palisade walls, they are paper against the
rams.
Oh, he's already through. This is going to hit so hard. Nice quick walls here. Nice quick walls by Mr. DracKeN.
2 games and BacT's gone for tower rushes in both.
Do I see a pattern? Nope. He is at least now feudal age. Let us see resources here. He's still going for Marco Blacksmith. That's some confidence right there. There's some confidence right there to say, I don't care about your tower rush.
I mean, does he see the siege workshop though? I don't think he does.
I don't know. He doesn't.
He'll see
have, like, 2 line of sight.
He will see the ram soon, but
yeah, exactly. Like walls have 2 line of sight, and then there's that house and stuff. Like, now he sees the ram, but doesn't see it. And now but he has to assume it's coming.
He saw it go through the gap in his wall, and well, it's there now.
If he gets to castle age and gets to knights again, then we might have a repetition of the last game, and we just might have an end of the series that is really fast. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm biased. I hope BacT gets through with this. I want to see
going with the all-in strategy, definitely probably a fan favorite.
But like strategy-wise, props to BacT. He's doing exactly the right thing. He knows the Goth in post-imperial. I probably cannot beat the Goth flood. I have to use my early game advantage. I kind of expected this to do like the human feudal age, castle age aggression, because there's where the humans just have the options and they can overwhelm, and they have this special advantage that nobody else has. And 3 villagers have to repair the market. That's just so many resources that are drawn into repairment.
It's 4 now. What DracKeN wants is a castle, which is why he's heading to stone and get it, and still like trying to wall behind and repairing that market.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have the stone for it yet, though. He will buy it and he will place that castle. He needs to continuously repair this market though, and I feel like it will go down. Sends another villager to repair.
He has 5 villagers constantly repairing, and can they out repair 2? I don't think so. This market is going down.
Market's going down. He needs to re-wall behind it, or attack the rams.
And yeah, I think he's just now killing the rams because the towers cannot protect them, and he would have had another tower behind, and I think this castle is going up.
Yeah,
And then he has to ram through to the other side. But still, like the amount of resources that had to be invested for this castle, like there's nothing else. He's 3 on food, he has 5 on gold, he's 1 on stone, and there's no wood anymore. So yes, he has a castle and he has secured this area. But on the other side, can we repeat that?
I mean, and because of the castle, he's not able to get any extra TCs for the moment. And if you look at BacT's base, he's already got that second town centre up, and well, he's Cumin 2TC booming behind this.
Exactly, and he has 12 villages ahead. Like, it's a lot of eco that he has. I mean, he's not close in any way to Castle Age, but is that villager by accident, or is that... No, he built a barracks, he gets a militia out. I said villager, I mean militia. What is the plan behind that one?
It's probably a misclick. I don't expect him to go into man-at-arms. Oh, actually, no, he sees the castle. No.
I don't think it's a misclick, right?
No, it's got to be conscious, because there's another one. So, yeah, no, he's doing the... That's a conscious strategy choice. To go with that... I mean, the first militia's just going to die.
Siege workshop going up by DracKeN to counter the upcoming tower that is threatening his wood line. And he has to reposition his economy there. And he has lost a lot of houses, but it doesn't really care with the castle up there. But still, like, he lost the blacksmith, he lost some houses. Like, the wood cost of this is enormous. I think even until now, it paid off massively here.
That tower on the wood line even denies a couple farms, which is just really annoying. Now, come Castle Age for BacT, does he research Capram?
Makes sense, especially against the Mangonel defense. It just makes it so much more effective, the Mangonel defense.
So you see Huskars coming in now.
BacT is not aware that he has to use the watchtower to at least damage the villager or the Mangonel there. And there are 2 Mangonels out already, so this tower is going down. And there are also 3 Huskars there, so the 2 towers are going down, and DracKeN tries to stabilize.
I do feel like he's defending quite well from this, actually. Yeah. He did have to spend a lot of resources to get the castle up, but now he's got the castle up. He's able to get Huskars and whatnot out as the second militia dies.
Yeah. So everything that DracKeN has, that BacT had, is at the moment denied, and the last tower will go down. And well, what now?
Well, this becomes wait until either player gets to Imperial Age, and whichever one gets there first, I probably see winning.
I also think, like, in DracKeN's position, is it worth it? Like, do you go for the extra town centers? You kind of have to, right?
Well, yeah, of course you have to.
Well,
because
my question was, do you opt in to collect the relics first because you're in Castle Age and the enemy isn't?
True.
Decisions.
Well, I mean, we can see he's opting for the second town centre now. I feel like he realises that his eco is too far behind. He's got to expect humans to be on 2 TCs after being in Feudal Age for this long. So he will be looking to catch up. I actually would like to see him adding a 3rd town centre, which I think he has placed. So he will catch up in villages, but it won't be by much because BacT's up to Castle Age and will add a 3rd town centre of his own.
Yeah. DracKeN also has the 1st town centre now getting up. And of course you want to boom, but I think you also should use the time, like now get the monastery up and collect at least like 4 relics, so that you have the late game insurance. Because you don't want to give the Cumin this the relic so that you can constantly produce his units.
Oh, well. He is building that monastery now.
Good boy.
And well, for the first time in this game, it seems like DracKeN's getting a little bit of map control.
That is good for him. And he is also... I have to point something out which I've seen on the last series and now also in this one, which I really like, and it's actually underused. And I think it gets more traction also in the pro scene now. And it's the usage of outposts. They have been an underrated building for so long that, and I think you just get so much information out of it that you really see how the Age of Empires scene is still evolving and is still getting more professional with the outposts, and just working with this information that you get off these outposts is really nice to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Outpost is becoming one of the most important buildings in the game after being considered as barely worth it for so long.
And we also see a defensive castle now getting up in BacT's base, so he obviously knows, okay, my time of my feudal advantage is at the moment over. I have to now reboot. I have to now also start to boom to get back into the game, secure a little bit my base, so to also of course produce the Kip shacks here. And I don't know, do you think, like, how does the Huskal fare against the Steplands Kip shack? I have no experience actually with that match, I have to say.
I think we're about to find out. The Huskals seem to chew through the Step Lancers. The Step Lancers don't have any melee armor.
Mangonos, nice shot there.
That's... Oh. I feel like...
I think the Cumans came out a little bit ahead, and also the mobility is really good. But I think, like, if the Goth could manage to lock the Cuman up in their base, the Goth should have the advantage as soon as the Cuman can reign on the map with their mobility and being able to micro all the time. That could be a tough time for the Goth.
Exactly. Now we have seen DracKeN snagging 3 of the, or almost snagging 3 of the relics. I actually thought that was going to be dropped off before the monk died.
I think...
Actually, no, that was the second relic. The third one's coming in now.
And the third one's coming, and I think it might even be, if BacT plays it correctly, that the Cuman ends up with 2 relics maximum. And I don't know, I think maybe it would have been worth it to go for the monastery a little bit earlier and to just get this 5 relics. I mean, 5 relics, it's just like, isn't it something like 6 villages constantly on the gold? It's like, it's just so much gold. I don't know quite the numbers, how much gold it is actually per minute.
Knights have gotten in. This is a villager.
That's also not good.
It's also quite funny. I feel like BacT knows that there's a monk about, so he's guarding the gate. And, well... Oh, if you're not on BacT's point of view... there's a castle coming.
Level 2. And he's also on his way to Imperial Age. Holy moly, he's still 10 villages ahead. He's marching through with 2 towns and is going right into Imperial and saying, you know what, you have Castle Age, I have trebuchets.
This is going to be very, very deadly for BacT. He's going back with the villagers. Maybe just waiting to... Oh, picks off that monk, finally.
And remember, like, BacT lost in a very, very convincing fashion last game, and he goes basically for some kind of the same strat. And we said in the beginning of the series, DracKeN probably feels more comfortable from Castle Age on, feels more comfortable in his defensive and then macro play. And BacT feels more comfortable in his early game aggression, and both games have been played out exactly like this. And to have the confidence on DracKeN's home map on Arena to go like, I just nearly would have said something else, but to go really deep into the aggressive path again, and to have this heads up and to now go much better economically again, and to then come into the Imperial Age. Respect to BacT to have this kind of, to be honest, like confidence.
Definitely showing that last game didn't. He doesn't care basically about what happened in the last game. Imperial Age is now in for BacT. DracKeN is up. DracKeN is up. So
DracKeN is up, but he's 40% behind, and there's like 2 trebuchets coming up. He has 2 casters up already, and 2 trebuchets up 40% earlier, dealing with those Huskars quite nicely with the Knights and the Stab Lancers. And I think I don't see the Goth strategy at the moment. I don't see it.
We are seeing it's not what's the research called? It is Anarchy. I was questioning that for a second. We're seeing Anarchy being researched at the castle before the before the trebuchets start taking it down. So
exactly, and we don't even have the Imperial Age tech. So like that's rough. Like we don't even have the faster working barracks, and that's also very costly. And if we go to the resources are not looking too shabby here actually for Mr. DracKeN, but I think he's just a little bit away still from getting this Imperial Age tech. But he gets conscription, but conscription takes a while, and he has 2 trebuchets already in front of him. He has to repair this castle because conscription is very, very important.
Yeah, I absolutely agree there. Has to keep that castle alive. Oh, that's he's already there with a monk.
Those relics are mine.
He is already there with a monk. This is looking very dire for DracKeN. He's trying to research Elite Huskar. Oh, I think if that castle goes down before Elite Huskar, which it will because there's 3 trebs out.
He gets it through, but like the investment is so high. And he doesn't have the Imperial Age tech. He doesn't have it, and he doesn't get it. So plus 50% on the barracks is not there, so he has to replace it just with production buildings themselves. And he has Elite Huskars and hopes that he gets through.
Huskar isn't going to be enough, though, because there's Knights about as well. And, well, I mean, keep in mind that these Czech are nuts.
They're shredding through it. This is GG, honestly, this is GG. It's over. Wow, like on DracKeN's home map, where DracKeN has a strategy prepared against what he probably expected are the Cumans. And BacT says, I don't care how the first game went, I'm just going to punch through it. This looks very over. There are no trebuchets that will come out. I'm not aware, like, do Goths, doing a little bit of Hera here and checking the tech tree during the game. Yes, they get the bombard cannons, but they will not be in time. The humans will just get through there. The first TC is about to go down, and the Kipchak numbers are up already, and the cavalry also comes through. So, Casticers, when is the GG coming in?
It won't be too far away for sure.
Oh yeah, DracKeN is housed. He's mega housed all the time. He cannot get even houses up. He cannot produce any military.
He's at 100 population. Yeah, GG's coming in. He says GG well played. Yeah. He knows that was a good game by BacT.
Absolutely. Absolutely. GG's indeed. Absolute props to BacT. Absolute props to BacT. And it shows experience. The experience to come back from this. Congratulations. Really well played.
Score becomes 1-1. It's a 3-game series on the first day of the tournament.
That's very nice indeed.
Oh, this tournament putting on some very, very awesome games early on.
Look also at the KD, like, this is ridiculous. You have 73 to 25.
that is very big difference. That's more than that's more than 2 KD, which is something you don't see too often in this game.
And DracKeN, like, he didn't screw up, actually. He went through with a strategy. There was, like, that seemed, like, completely calculated by BacT. Yes, I know, like, I will do damage. I know you will punch it back, and I know you will be in castle age, and then you will feel good about it. But you won't have the relics if you don't go for them immediately. And then I will have the superior villager numbers, and then I will come with the Kipchaks, and what are you going to do about it? So... impressive game plan here by BacT that he just executes very, very convincingly.
And as you can see there in the statistics, 4 Alex for the BacT in the end. Really paying dividends towards his game there.
And Jason, just take it away a minute. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. Just a second.
Okay, sweet as. Well, actually, I think this is as good of a moment as ever to open Baradin's chat and say hi, because I don't have it open. Crickets. Yes. Welcome back. Right, now, we didn't do it in between games 1 and 2, but we'll do it in between games 2 and 3. We'll look at the draft. Chinese, Indians, Cubans, and Goths already being picked. That leaves Spanish, Franks, Vikings, and Vietnamese. Now, I thought... Does he play Frank? He being DracKeN, does he play Franks here? Franks is risky, though, because I'm specifically thinking Chieftains. He could go throwing Axemen, though, if that comes in.
I would actually opt for Spanish, to be honest.
So would I.
The Spanish have the conks that are really good. They're very mobile. And they have really... the Spanish have also complete infantry tech. And you can always deal with the Viking infantry, with the conquistadors. And also maybe some siege. And on the other side, like Franks, I mean... they have the throwing X-Men, so against Chieftains, they are able to just put out a lot of throwing X-Men on the other side. So you could make the argument that Knights throwing X-Men combo is also very nice. But I just like my Spanish so much, man. I just
Yes, of course, Spanish is one of the favourite civs amongst the community, I would imagine. Definitely one of my favourite civs, of course.
On the other side, do you think Vietnamese or Vikings?
I definitely... it's so hard because he's back to his kind of mind game DracKeN a bit and be like... I feel like he will want to play Vikings because of the better eco. But then if he comes across Spanish, he's going to have a hard time of it.
I also think that he will opt for Vikings, but I think he will do it because of the potential of the early aggression with Vikings.
True.
The men-at-arms into archers is just so powerful.
Especially on a map like Ghost Lake.
Exactly. So I think this is just the argument that he will say, okay, like against DracKeN, I always go early aggression, and this is where I shine against him. That's where I have the most chances. So I probably think that he will opt for the Vikings. And I will call Vikings against Spanish.
Right. Well, we will have to wait and see when we you get into the game, whether or not you are
Just
correct. I'm
second there.
just trying to make sure I've got the right screen to change to. I haven't changed the score for that screen just yet.
And I am ready at 0-0 even.
Oh, getting that real close. I'm loading into Ghost Lake right now. Right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go, and I will change the scene on my stream for everyone. Here we are. Welcome to the decider game in this best of 3 series between BacT and DracKeN in round 1 of the Ayre Age League. BacT's in the top of the map in the blue. He's playing as the Vikings, and DracKeN's playing as the Franks, not the Spanish, in the bottom of the map in the purple. Now,
Traitor.
the map is Ghost Lake. It's important to note that this isn't the standard version of Ghost Lake, so all the sheep aren't on the middle of the, or like they're not on the lake. They're around the outside, which I felt to be a little bit more fair with how they were distributed. So that's where they are for those who are wondering. What do you think about the Civ matchup here and the maps? We talked about it a little bit when overviewing the Civs that the players had left. But what do you think about it here, especially
After thinking a bit through it, I would give it to the Franks. To be honest, the Viking have a very convincing eco, and they have great like this siege ram obelisk combination. But I think the Franks with the Knights throwing X-Men, if they could get to that, that's just really deadly. And even also Knights skirmisher combination is just something that the Vikings, to a certain degree, have a hard time dealing with until they would get to Berserks that can deal with both pretty nicely. So I think the Vikings have the better eco, and on a fairly open map, it depends a little bit on the early aggression. But I would prefer the Franks a little bit here, also because they're just more mobile with their army.
And well, when it comes to feudal age, we can see just based on the number of villages on wood what the strategies are. Now I did see BacT go for that boar a little earlier, so I thought he was actually going to try and go for a scout play, but no, he's got 4 on wood now, so he will be going for something into archers. And 3 onward for DracKeN will be a scout play as the scouts pass each other in the middle of that. DracKeN?
Yeah, no, DracKeN.
Yeah.
Wait, DracKeN has 3. What? Yeah.
Scouts.
I was thinking like the Viking goes for scouts and the Franks go for archers. No, everything is fine.
Other way around. Yeah, this is not low legends. We're not plebs here.
I was like, that's ultimate
mind
games, yeah.
That boar is so far away for DracKeN. If BacT's paying attention, which he is, he can.
Oh god.
That's so unfortunate. That village is dead.
Yeah.
And it runs back. BacT's just gonna camp it. There's no way. Oh no, he's not going to camp it, he's just going to lame it.
Oh, he's just going to... Oh god.
Yeah. We do see... I actually kind of would have... Yeah, I think with the scout coming, I would have preferred to see the scout stay there to try and kill another villager. We'll see whether or not BacT can get his scout in front of DracKeN's, which it does look like he will be able to, because DracKeN misplayed a little bit. Now,
but still,
don't run too far away. No, he ran too far away. just outside of the range before he saw.
Well done by DracKeN.
He gets the ball back, but I mean he's down a village. He's actually down 2 villages, and has he down 2 villages? Maybe going idle in that little moment in time. It does seem like it'll be.
He's up with 18 builds.
I suppose it would have been a 19 build, but he's lost one. So
I mean, he's obviously still behind, and BacT going for the man-at-arms play. It seems like. Is he
yes.
going for Drush? No, he's going for Drush Fast Castle. It seems.
Well, he's going for a Drush Fast Castle with the militia in his barracks. So there they go. They pop out now.
And he also
It
knows
will be
that,
immediately scouted.
Yeah. And he also knows DracKeN is not. He is not walled, and he is now scouting the next villager, bringing up the barracks. Does he pay attention? Can he?
DracKeN
Was it
saw it. He knows something's coming.
Well done by him.
Drush Fast Castle could actually be very powerful on this map. Actually, there's a hole.
There's a hole?
There was a hole.
Oh no, there's a hole.
For BacT's walls.
Oh no. Oh no, BacT.
Oh, he's gonna lose the villager.
Donny. Loom. Ah.
And he can... And DracKeN can run out. He sees that BacT isn't on gold yet.
Now he has the loom. Now he just turned it. Got the loom, sorry. I just got the loom.
That's the risk with no, DracKeN should just run out. Like what? She should have.
And he's moving 4 villages forward.
At the bottom of the map.
He's seeing the Drush Fast Castle, and he says, "You know what? You can tower rush. I can tower rush too. So we have reversed worlds. Reversed worlds here, and we have DracKeN actually with the early aggression against Mr. BacT here. DracKeN losing a villager there to the Drush. That's not ideal. Losing maybe a second one. No.
That is the second villager he's lost this game, so the villager difference, well, I'd say stays the same, but it will even out as being the same what it was after the villager died to the boar.
And I think actually, like, this tower rush could be devastating, because like there are several scouts out. You tower the berries, you tower the gold, and where does BacT afterwards take resources? So, like, I mean, the second gold is outside his walls, and there is no.
So is his
gold,
third.
So, his third, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And this is bad.
Actually, so is his stone. Crucially, I don't.
What?
BacT's stone is outside of his walls as well, so he's not actually going to be able to.
Oh god. I think DracKeN has a real shot here.
We're going to see the first major upset of the tournament.
This is exciting. So DracKeN going like full ham, saying, you know what, like, you're turtling, then I can show you what you're gonna do against the turtling. We're 27 to 25 villagers, and we have one archer range, 1 blacksmith coming up, and immediately BacT? No, he cannot go to fast castle. Doesn't have the resources for that.
Yeah, I don't see him getting up to Castle Age that quickly. Maybe if he built a market instead, maybe he could have abused it to try and get up faster. But this is going to be really hard for him.
What it is like what I want to see is actually a tower in front of the barracks towards the gold, to deny the gold. I really want to see that, because like this is afterwards, what is he going to produce out of his archery ranges without gold? But okay, this is also fine. This
exactly.
Here.
Oh, counter tower up though by BacT and DracKeN.
Yeah,
thinks twice about it. Yeah. Well, I mean, he sees it, so that's never going to go up in time, especially with 4 villages in comparison to 5. There is an archer out, and I will actually deny that secondary tower spot. And well,
Okay, so nice defense by BacT here.
yeah, game slows down for a little bit.
You still, like, the effect was still there. Like, DracKeN made it. He's just one villager behind until now. BacT couldn't go to his fast castle route. He invested into towers, so he cannot boom. He cannot go as he wanted into archers and crossbows. So I think, like, it did what DracKeN wanted it to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a delay really, because he recognized the Josh FC, so.
Little archer donation here by BacT.
DracKeN will take that any day of the week. Oh, loses a scout though to the tower.
Oh, that's not good. And also,
it was kind of RNG though, because the tower was shooting at one of the ones at the front.
okay, so some
Stone walls.
BMN and
For DracKeN.
archers coming forward now, and there's DracKeN with stone walls. So he's maybe thinking, okay, like I can turtle better than you can. Wow. Maybe he thinks to the race to Castle Age that he really wants to beat him, and he also doesn't want them to just punch through that easily.
He's committing a lot to these stone walls. Huh. If he walls this correctly, which he will, he's gonna have he's actually gonna have all three of his golds in behind his walls.
Very, very well done. I think also stone walls are like underrated in pro play, to be honest. Like I think they provide you a kind of security and open you up for some kind of strategies that otherwise you sometimes cannot go for, because the aggression of the enemy is otherwise just too strong and too successful. So I like the play, I gotta say.
BacT will.
It's a huge investment.
BacT, yeah, it is, of course. Stone walls can be a bit on the pricier side. BacT is up to Castle Age. He's at least 50% ahead, if not more, and will be more.
Yeah.
Some would imagine him being in Castle Age before DracKeN clicks up, maybe. To be close.
And still DracKeN is behind on villagers because he just lost some on the front
On the
here.
front, yeah. In fact,
I'm sorry,
he had 4 villagers in the front, and he was already a villager behind. That's
okay.
quite
Suddenly
bad.
it doesn't look good anymore.
Yeah. It's still kind of good because he's safe at home. But I mean, if some siege was to come out,
I mean, let me look. Like DracKeN doesn't have the stone to boom immediately, but so BacT does now. If he gets up the market, probably to buy the stone to start a little bit of a boom. I guess so. Like,
it's
no
probably
reason else.
probably the intention of building said market, but he just doesn't have the resources to buy it just yet.
Okay, I think he balanced something else out.
It's the second town centre coming up.
Ah, yeah, that is. Alright. Crossbow and botkin arrow coming in. The second wood upgrade has been also in for BacT, so no surprises there. And the nice thing about that is now, well, good luck getting in with those crossbows against the stone walls. Like, you're gonna sit there a while. Better learn digging. Second stable coming up for DracKeN here. And here
will be a 2-stable night play. I mean, what else do you expect from Franks? 3-stable night
and
play.
The question is, what do you do from there? Like, do you go? The enemy has been early in Castle Age. Do you go 1 TC Castle Age aggression, or do you try to boom behind it? And like being aware that Vikings just have this insane eco with the free wheelbarrow and handcart.
I think if you're going 3 stable knights, you need to be adding eco behind it, because otherwise you're just gonna fall behind. In terms of eco, that is.
I think he will. I think he will. Like, I also don't understand the 3 stables right now, to be honest, because if I see he has and the siege workshop, he cannot produce out of those. Like, this is too much. Like, of course, the first knights will come up a bit quicker. That's nice, but also there's no villager production by DracKeN. This is not good. He's already 12 villages behind. He cannot afford this. Build villagers, please. Thanks. +2 upgrade coming in by DracKeN, and there's a monk coming out for BacT.
I think monks is the right call by BacT. You can expect knights, because Franks.
Well, Franks, yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think monks is the correct call for sure. And then, well, what is DracKeN really going to do about that? He's behind in eco by a lot now. He hasn't added that second town centre yet, has he?
BacT being on 3 town centres, having just some crossbows against an increasing amount of knights and mangonels. So we have knight siege combination and a 1TC castle all in one, it seems. Or at least a lot of castle age aggression, and that has to pay off because he is 17 villages behind and 18 villages, and it just will get more. The monk is about to go down because it doesn't pay attention, and he is too close for comfort there. And there's a second
kills the monk, runs away. That was a good pick off by DracKeN.
Absolutely. Also, like, there are 3 scouts on the side that he probably should use for those kind of things, because he wants to deny him the relics as much as he can.
Of course.
2 monks there.
See a villager coming forward, but that's probably just to repair mangonels. Either that or it's a misclick.
It might be like a gather point misclick, but it's just 1 villager. He could be conscious. 2 mangonels now there. A lot of knights. We have +1/+2. Now he uses the scouts. Now realize I have scouts in the back there. Nice. 1 monk goes down. 2 monks are still there.
This is looking really good for DracKeN.
I would give the edge to Mr. BacT. The 2 monks are going down. 1 mangonel is going down with the knight that is around there. And the mangonels will fall. And well played here with the and by Mr. BacT here, because the mangonels are down, the crossbows are in a choke, and just sniping those knights off, sniping the scouts off. And honestly, a better fight for BacT here. Well played.
It was. Initially, it looked like it could have gone the way of DracKeN. I want to see the upgrades. +2/+1, okay. And, well, basically 3 bloodlines. But then, of course, the mangonels going down. That was a good shot. I would have liked to see DracKeN do... maybe not worth it, but deleting the mangonel so it gets more damage onto those on those crossbows.
I think at that point not worth it. Like, I think probably he wants to go to kill the tower and threaten the gold. Because still, like, there's still just this 1 gold that is secured, so even though BacT is at 4 town centers and having nearly 20 villages more. How many town centers? Like, did he add some town centers? No, there's still 1 town center military play. And he's still losing the fights. Oh, this is so heartbreaking.
We lost his mangonel. I didn't actually quite see that.
Yeah, I also didn't see how. Like, I think by the crossbows actually, and by the crossbows and the tower. Yeah, this has to do damage, and it doesn't.
He needs to pull his knights back instead of throwing them away to the crossbows. He did kill quite a lot of BacT's army though.
I think he feels the pressure. I think DracKeN just feels the pressure. I mean, he has 55 kills to 33, but the enemy units are cheaper, so...
The villager on the front's going to go down.
Yeah, the villager. Oh no, boink. He's getting boinked. And I think he feels so much that he has to do damage, which of course he has to. Like, he is 30 villages behind, 33 villages behind, and I think I know how the Mangano went down. Probably there was just some pikes released and it just doinked it down.
Yeah. Little side note, but I do quite appreciate how they've been trading sheep on the left-hand side.
This is not looking good here. Okay,
No.
DracKeN definitely being desperate here. You can feel it. He wants to get pressure, and he is also just tunnel visioning. If he would go to the left, he could deny the gold. If he would go to the right, he could deny the wood line. Getting also into the stone, getting raids in, but he's tunnel visioning on this main gold, on this tower part, and he just doesn't get it in, because this is exactly where the Vikings want to fight. It is on this choke points, it is on this one point, and they don't, and the Franks just want to actually use the mobility, and I think it shows some nerves, it shows some desperation actually from DracKeN, seeing these points running away, and seeing that knowing that he is so far behind in Castle Age and economy-wise, now 40 villages and still growing.
That is a huge difference. Good Magana shot there by BacT. Will be traded there. Fort Siege Workshop. I don't think this is the right play.
No, this was not the right play. He would have needed, when he had army superiority, I would have liked somehow to place a castle in any possible way there. If he wants to. Now there comes the castle up from BacT, where he has his resources, and this knight army is practically useless at the moment, because you cannot snipe those pikes in time with the Mangano, and the knights are dying against this, and there has been never a problem for BacT. Like, he's never been challenged on the sides. This is actually so tunnel vision is such a shame. I think DracKeN will shake his head when he watches the replay and think, oh man, this is... I was just, yeah, like, being not free on my mind, like where to attack, which I know all too well. I'm doing this all the time, to not actually pay attention to the flanks and to not send around just 2 or 3 light cav, you know, just 2 or 3 light cavs, one there, and it's just so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, this pikeman doing serious work to those knights. Look how many went down. So much gold lost for DracKeN.
Yeah, I like the Scorpion, but it comes too late and it is too little now.
Yeah, agreed.
As
second castle coming up.
That's it.
GG. Losing that army.
And it reminds me of the last series, right? It reminds me of actually Kasva against
ACCM.
What was it? ACCM, thank you. Exactly the same thing. So there was like the decision making, and it was like a bit of maybe too much aggression. But here I would even say it was not too much aggression. It was mainly aggression on the wrong point, too tunnel vision, too forced somehow, and just gave BacT the freedom to boom with 40 Cs and still keep his army alive. He lost a lot army-wise, but it was just army and never economy.
Yeah, I entirely agree with you. I think the third stable and okay, I think the Siege Workshop at home was fine. The third stable was not, because that meant he couldn't afford villages, which is why I said he needed to add town centers, which he just didn't do. I think if he adds more town centers, keeps increasing his villager count, this is fine, right? And then he can add in maybe light cav to the top, like you said, or even throwing axe against the pikes or scorpion. against basically the entire army comp.
And there are also like some plays, like some questionable plays, like leaving those 4 villagers at the stone out where you don't have any more army.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are 4, 5, 6 villagers that he lost, that DracKeN lost, that were just unnecessary, and they just make you fall behind so far that I think it was mainly that Castle Age time where if you would have been just a little bit closer with the Castle Age time, imagine he had those 5 villagers more, and this Castle Age time was closer, then he might have been able to add the boom behind it, and a Frank boom can actually deal with the Vikings in the end, I would say.
Do you think DracKeN would have been a little bit shaken by the losing the villager really early?
Might be. Like, I think it was like on Arena, like I think it was a combination like that. On Arena he lost like that, the way he lost on his home map, and now I think he felt okay, I'm Frank's, and oh no, I lost the villager to the scout and the boar, and oh no, he is going Drush fast castle, and I need to do something. And he, I think he immediately felt, I need to do something, and for that he's stuck, and there he kind of overcommitted and didn't get the value in that he really wanted. I think that could be a possible explanation for what happened here. And I have to say also something that might be overlooked a little bit, like BacT had a nice map for a Drush fast castle, and I would say that DracKeN actually had the worst map when it comes to walling off, definitely.
Yes.
And thus he didn't opt for the Drush fast castle, and yeah, so I still think like that added probably to the mistakes that he did with losing the villagers, and then it basically snowballed out of control. And it was also a crucial scene that I want to point out, was that the monks converting when there was this this army of knights and mangonels.
Yes.
And the monks converting there, the knights and the knights
That
getting
was
the mangonels.
that was crucial.
That was crucial.
That was
And
possibly
really well played by BacT.
Possibly winning that fight there was just sealing the deal when it came to winning the game. It was just a matter of time from then.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
BacT moves on to round 2, but DracKeN's definitely a force to be reckoned with, as you were probably just about to say. Coming through and putting up a very good fight, for sure.
Exactly, and especially in the first game. In the first game, he was like really impressive, and also in the second game, he was like, it was not like he was falling down. He was calm. He knew his strategy. I think it was mainly the superior strategy by BacT. It was just now that you felt like, okay, like it's really like the early game aggression where he probably isn't the one most experienced with being a really aggressive player, probably being more versed with how to play defensive, how to play boom, how to actually play when you are allowed your macro game and stuff like that, and really shining there. And also props to BacT to actually take this game on Arena, which was really crucial. Very nicely executed, and also here, very well done.
Absolutely. Just having a brief look at the stats at the moment. You can see that
economy-wise, you see like the wood collected is double.
Yeah, it is actually, and that's mostly due to more than just under double. The amount of villages, 57.
And even food doesn't look that impressive. You have to see, like, food is the main resource that DracKeN wants to have to produce knights, like, despite of gold.
Yeah.
it's like he actually wants to have a very food-heavy economy, and that BacT has 2,000, which is like more than 20%. It's nearly 30% more food than DracKeN, shows you how much ahead he was, which was because that is actually the resource that he basically doesn't need for his entire army composition. Just needs it a little bit for the pikes, but that's it.
Yep, exactly.